Despite catering to growing populations of older adults with big spending power, age tech startups often still struggle to secure early funding. And much like in other sectors of the economy, most of the money goes to AI-based solutions, often crowding out other innovation. So, to give us an overview of the funding availability and regulatory challenges surrounding assistive technologies for older adults, we welcome back Ilia Borishchev, the founder and CEO of Vibraint, a neuro rehab startup joining us from Toronto. And in Taipei, we have Chen, the founder and CEO of LongGood Meditech, a company making gamified rehab software. Ilia, I want to start with you in this second segment. Why is it so hard to secure investments in this field? Is it because investors have certain preconceptions about the silver economy in general, or maybe specifically about age tech?
From my perspective, early money is always hard because you have no revenue, you have no traction, you have no proof of concept, you have no proof of evidence. And when it comes to hardware, it's already, I don't know, maybe 3-4 times harder, because in software, you can deploy very quickly. You can test your technology with the real, with the real users, and you can back their feedback, change something in your software, deploy the next version, and so on and so forth. So you can sort of develop it quickly. In hardware, it takes time, and this is probably what makes investors shy. And when it comes to medtech, it's even harder, maybe another 3 to 4 times, because beyond challenges with the hardware prototyping, we also have regulation. And many people, many investors, I've heard it many times, oh no, medtech never, because FDA will cost you millions, like many millions dollars, and it will take you 5 to 10 years to get the approval. In some cases, it's true, but in most cases, it's not. But it sits very deeply in the heads of people not very familiar with the field, and this leaves us not too much sort of sector of venture capital market where we can speak with professional investors. There are just a handful of them in most of the countries.
Well, like I mentioned, AI is becoming one of the hot investment objectives for investors in every field, but in age tech specifically. Ray, where do you think AI can actually help the rehabilitation process and enhance what solutions can do? And where do you feel having a human involved is still paramount, is still irreplaceable?
Yeah, very good question. The main purpose of rehabilitation, the definition is to help the patient or help people go back to their community life. That was the main purpose of rehabilitation. So therefore, what is the definition of go back to the community life? There was, they just doing some, go to supermarket, go to taking some transportation or do some laundry, or just catch a chat with their neighbors. So how can just AI benefit for this purpose? There was a huge gap that we gain the support from AI, because there's more than 100,000 living scenario, because different people from different background has different experience of supermarket, different people from different background, even just in the north, middle, and south of Taiwan, they have different way to do the transportation. And those things we cannot, in the very first beginning of design of the software, we cannot expect there are so many combination of living scenarios in the very first beginning. So we used to have product. There was a Happy Go. They help a patient to to do traditional life experience training, but it was limited. When we sell to the north of Taiwan and south of Taiwan and east of Taiwan, they have different preferred training scenario, gaming by content. They were totally different. So we almost stopped there. So for long term, because of generative AI, they can fully based on the patient or group of patients' living experiences. They would generate based on their background information, of course, and generate the gamified content specific for them. And also, there ought to be, when patients go back home, there was the same. Different people had different progress to do recovery from the rehabilitation. So there ought to be a very auto-adaptive AI-generated content specific, and also different strengths specific for their body's recovery condition to generate the prescription. And one last one is that because we will come to out every game itself in the back end, there's a lot of analyzed results. The analyzed result is perfect for physician and physiotherapy. That's no problem. But we think the patient or the patient's partner should also has the right to understand the report. But when it comes to a report, they spend a lot of time to explain for them, because it's more like it was a very, very medical term. So how can we expand those medical terms into a normal people, a patient? So the angle of explanation should be totally different. So we also has generated an AI, help them to fully understand the report, which is represented the current body conditions. They might have a lot of questions. Previously, we read that on the tele-rehabilitation center, they have to online nurses to call them to answer the question, but it was too expensive. So thanks for AI, that will help us a lot.
Okay, Ilia, we hear that AI is being integrated into different stages of these interactions with patients. Where do you think, because I know that besides medical expertise, these trained professionals also provide companionship, also provide human connection to patients that sometimes desperately needed. Do you feel that AI will eventually replace even that, or do you feel that this will always be part of this rehabilitation experience for patients, having a human in there?
Very good question, and frankly, I have no answer. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I would like to continue living in the world where there is like real interaction between real humans, when there is real empathy, real compassion, and real support from real people. Even though it's going to be more expensive, it's going to be more logistically hard, I would like to see a living person, a living clinician helping a patient. But in real life, probably in 10 years, we will only see the AI-powered avatars talking with patients and looking like real people, and you probably cannot even distinguish between two. But I don't like to live in this world, to be honest.
I think I'm with you on that. I would prefer to have a human in the loop when I need services like that. Well, Ray, with AI attracting so much capital since 2022, really, do you feel that there is a problem in the age tech space where AI is crowding out other types of innovation, more hardware-focused innovations, or hybrid technologies?
Well, we were talking about the capital to AI. For medical devices or medical related, because it was now consumer end, direct to consumer end, and also highly regular in every country, just like if the product want to sell to each different country, they need a regulatory. There was FDA or MDR or ISO related regulatory. It was naturally limited. It's developed in product developing in time efficiency. It was also protect the competitors. So for the product or for capital, it's a point of view that the investment should take a longer time to get returns. So we will see it has its property, not other than Facebook or some of the app or some of the direct to customers is the AI. In the end, its property is okay, as I mentioned. So investment term is longer, and second, it was when you become the first player in the market, that competitor is very hard to break your defense. So I would say this was a very positive. One is that, of course, just like Taiwan's governor, they will support the medical devices investment, and Taiwanese governor will regard medical device or digital rehabilitation or digital medicine as the second key industry other than semiconductor. So it was worthy of investments for long-term investments.
Well, Ilia, your initial focus was North America, but you do have plans to expand to other continents. Do you feel that certain healthcare systems in certain jurisdictions are more open to these kind of medtech innovations? Are they more? What kind of opportunities and what kind of challenges should companies look out for when moving between jurisdictions and markets?
To be honest, I don't have too much real experience in entering the international markets, but from what I heard, I would say North America and Europe, they are notorious for their hard medical device regulation, and these are probably the hardest markets to penetrate. For me, Israel is always outstanding in terms of how fast they bring innovations from laboratories to clinics, not only in their country but also abroad. But I think they also protect their own market, so it would be hard for, say, Canadian startup to enter the Israeli market. From what I learned about Southeast Asia, there are many markets. They are, I would say, more open to embrace the innovations from other continents, other than again in North America and Europe. I already mentioned it's not for every country, but from what I heard about Taiwanese medical device regulation, from what I heard about Hong Kong, about Vietnam, there are more opportunities other than in any. Not any, but many other countries and continents.
Well, Ray, what's your take on that? Your products are used in clinical settings here in Taiwan, but they are also now entering markets in Japan, in Thailand, and Singapore. Thailand is something that you're planning. How do you think Taiwan's regulatory environment and the market compares to these other markets that your company is targeting?
Yeah, as for the regulatory nowadays, is every in American it was United States, United. In Europe, it has EU. Then, but in Asia, we don't have Asia units, which means every country is in Asia has different culture, religious, people, language. It was such a diverse with subtle differences. So every country has its regulatory requirements. So it was one of the challenges. But we also discussed with Taiwanese governor. They are willing to try to use Taiwan as a host to integrate. They already tried the best. There's some of my advisors are professor. They are serving as some of the administration in governor's position. They will try to integrate. The best case is that once we got the FDA or the regulatory in Taiwan, it was compliance to most of the Southeast Asia countries. They were the best cases that we're looking forward to.
Well, Ilia, one of the biggest challenges in any computer-assisted medical technology, any medical technology that even uses computers, is data and access to data. How do you think that will change in light of what we're seeing already with, data being used to train AI? In the medical setting specifically, what kind of changes, what kind of trends do you see coming our way in the next 5 to 10 years?
Again, I'm not an expert about the entire realm of medtech. I know a little bit about our field, which is very hard when it comes to talking about big data, because we use EEG, which is not very fractured, not standardized, and basically we deal with small data other than with big data, which imposes big challenges. But when it comes to, for example, medical imaging, we all know how far this industry sector developed lately with the help of AI, and this is probably number one I would hit on, and I believe other sectors of medtech, of healthcare will also follow up. And the biggest challenge again is the standardization of the data. And when this problem solved, the rest is the matter of time.
And Ray, what kind of changes do you see coming to the Taiwanese meditech space, to this sector in the next few years?
There is this one property that I found in Taiwan that I found Taiwanese has a very high compliance into the new technologies compared with most of Asia countries. Then when we try to developing the product to the markets, then most of the senior care center, long-term care society already adopt to the new technology at the moment. And it was for me, the technology of using depth sensing technology to detect users' behavior to help PC to see and to utilize, and also to benefit for patients or the participants' behaviors. Simultaneous Americans is a long-term care facility. They are teaching elder people how to use SMS, which is the traditional messages, or even use email. I found that this market has these advantages. So to answer your question directly, I'll see we will still Taiwanese market or the hospital as a very pioneer compliance since there was once we have a new product, we will try to deploy it to most of our customers in hospital and also elder care. Then we will, even the coming years, we will do that. Even just new longer term, if we have some cooperation with Ilia, they will combine with this interactive one with the robotic or other company. They will still deploy into Taiwan, and then we will spread to other countries in Asia.
Thank you for this very interesting conversation, and let's hope for innovative solutions to continue into the future as more and more of us need it. Thank you, gentlemen. Ilia Borishchev speaking to us from Toronto, and Ray Chen joining us from Taipei.